It was good, YouTube. It's your man Ronan, back with another one. And before I get into it, I want to say much love to the A Game Nation. Shout out to A Game family out here doing the damn thing. And in advance, once you new subscribers, I want to bid you welcome. Appreciate you guys' support, and definitely check out, members of the A Game family. And there's plenty of people that I could name, but I'll start with the A Game family. Talk about you check out Sheep Stay Sleep TV. You check out The Bishop, or look for Bishop Red Pill. You'll find him. You find the Crimson Cure. She's a femininity coach in the feminine ward, of the family. You got a Young Manhood channel, a young up-and-coming brother who's out there talking about real potent things in a young, masculine perspective. And you got my brother Evo Sosa. He's a family man. He's supporting everything A-Game affiliated, and you need to check him out. There's one of many that I'm looking to list and support. So hit the like, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and that way you stay abreast of the content I'm going to put out here on out. And you already know the deal. Use the code RONAN10, and this will be your passport to the A-Game lifestyle. It helps with your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. That being said, you've seen the title of the video, and I'm going to get to the meat of it. So you got to ask yourself, what are the benefits, if there are any, of being the head F19 in charge? Now, many people will question, well, what is that? What is an F19? You've seen many of them, many iterations of it. You've seen internet, Wi-Fi winos. You've seen these keyboard crips, these broadband bloods. You've seen a lot of these hobosexuals. I knew there was a term a long time ago called Madden Kings, where guys would just basically live their life online, playing video games, and not getting to the game of life and winning. You'll have these panel possums, these individuals who support and promote internet fear porn and fail porn to each other. These are individuals who, one of many, who promote, engage, and support accountability dodgeball. This is a game that none of us win when we play. We have men and women who, use, just think of dodgeball, where they use statistics and facts to beat each other with. Not only are they losing ground, they're losing respect, they're losing opportunities to create resources, and most importantly, they're sitting there putting holes in the bag they say that they got. So with all that, $1 trillion spending power, again, we're not investing that money into create business and maximizing, our growth. These are the same goofy individuals that would basically dismiss what Dr. Claude Anderson was talking about, and then have the nerve and the gall to piss and moan about why the conditions are the way they are. To be the F19 in charge. This is where you take current, past, and future problems and use them as opportunities to pilfer wealth, basically mislead the people, and actually basically steal and all kind of other underwhelming things to get something to serve yourself at the expense of others. These are these conflict creators. They use pop topics or any kind of other thing to actually just lead people astray. A whole heap of misinformation. They actually promote lifestyles and antics and tactics that they do not live nor employ for themselves and show in real time. There used to be a mantra that says show your work. Even the creator itself hasn't really said that much about it since then. But that's just me being, observant. So we're going to go down with the definition of problem solving before we really get into it. His ability to think in a linear and analytical fashion to be able to dissect and resolve issues efficiently. Now, I need to stop right there because you need to ask yourself, if you've been here as long as I have you seen anything out here that has promoted the definition of what we've seen so far? See, When you're a problem solver, you're very linear. There are too many individuals who are red pill in cyberspace. You know, they like the idea of the title, but they're not adhering to the code or even the actions to execute their commitment to the title. You got too many pretenders in this game out here playing around and saying that they're problem solvers, but when you talk to them or listen to them, all they do is create problems, exacerbate them, or profit off of them. This is where you get these individuals who are prosperity preachers, who will sit there and say all kind of things you want to hear. They give you that internal or internet reach around, and really you haven't gained any ground, but you're out here and further in debt in many areas, especially spiritually and financially. You'll get individuals who say like, yeah, they'll shame you into supporting their bullshit. You could take any name out there. Seen it too many times all over the years, and unfortunately it is commonplace in here. Like with Big Pharma, the money's in the medicine, but unfortunately online in certain spaces offline, the money's in the mediocrity. This is where you see the problem solving going bad. You'll have people who give you who will use faith or hope as linchpins to basically hang the victims that they're looking to take money for, and then whenever they get their resources and whatnot, they cast them aside like they never knew them. How many times we seen this? We seen this, people talking about building schools for the boys. You have individuals talking about all kind of initiatives that are meant to help us as a people, especially black men. Or you have you have gynocratic obstructionists, be they male or female. You have individuals who put forth policy to ensure that, you know what, these people are predators. We're going to do this, this, and this. And you have to understand, when it comes to problem solving, if you're not in it to do it in the right way, to be beneficial to a people, then some people are going to view you as the problem, and they're going to solve the riddle and taking care of you or getting you off the board. So I'll try to continue. His problem solving saves time, minimizes waste of energy, money, etc. I know you're watching, Jonathan, and you know I was going to bring your ass up. But sit tight, I'm going to get to you. Let's talk about that too. Again, when you go to certain channels, you will hear people go on for, 6, 8, 12, 24, 48 hours, non-stop, showing how problematic they really are. You have people either drunk off themselves or drunk off some alcohol, exposing their dysfunctions in real time. This damages your appearance. This highlights the fact you have spirituality conflicts. Your health is in question. Your dwelling, which most people tend to thankfully turn their cameras off. You've seen they live in squalor, or their mindset is of a hoarder's mindset, where there's a whole heap of nonsense that they have yet to remove from their lives or in their heads, and they just basically spew that onto the camera into the cyberspace and beyond. And again, a maggle's a male gynocrat. Now, there are many who are covert, some are overt, but unfortunately in this space and beyond, there are those who refuse to accept who they really are. Hell, if you see a hyena with a lion's mane, use your observation. That goes into the problem solving. You already know what it is, but some want to pledge allegiance to false lions. We'll keep it pushing. Now, when we're talking about he necessitates order out of confusion and chaos and brings a sense of peace. We as men know that peace of mind, especially for us, is not only hard to come by, but it's one hell of a fight coming with it to preserve it. Now, when you have individuals who call themselves as problem solvers, and this deals with you, Jonathan, when it comes to provision, which I said simp, which is a spiritually impaired mule of provisions. This is an individual who goes into the 3 G's. Well, actually 2 of the 3 G's. A Jonathan can never be a sensible giver. He's either selfish, he's giving to gain something and hold that over somebody's head, where you have individuals, these Jonathans out here, who get upset with the whole Pookie and Ray Ray nonsense because most of them have to pay. Most of them have either a COD or a money order or whatnot, cash on delivery before you can touch her ass. Or two, he's the senseless one. You have idiots out here giving these chuckleheads, you can pick every name of them, the ones that basically have been dismissed or on the way to being dismissed. And they figure like, yeah, I'm going to give her some money, you know, because she need help. What you deem as problem solving is being used in a piss poor fashion to basically create more problems for yourself. Where's this chicken head going to be when you're in debt, or when you're on a hospital bed, or when you lose your house or your job, and when you turn around, you see nothing but clothespins, dust, and some musty panties flinging in the wind before they burn a hole through the cement? I'll get back to you later, Jonathan. Now, if you're a piss poor problem solver, you got peers who will sit around you and they will hear your problems for a while. Then they'll start viewing you as a problem. Because the first symptom, they'll let you know, hey man, so you got this going on, what you gonna do? Then you keep on bitching about the problem. Now people see you as a problem, like, you know what, man, I hate when he comes over here. You know he coming over here with that bullshit. And sure enough, they'll execute problem solving on your behalf. They'll either limit their access to you, they'll make fun of your ass until you fix the problem, or they'll get the fuck away from you. Or a combination of all three. You never know. But unfortunately, in this space, you have so many individuals who refuse to address the issues within themselves. I made it a point to use myself as an example. Never to say I'm perfect, but the thing is to show that it never hurts to be a work in progress. You see certain problems. Certain problems take time to address and reach a solid point of finality where you can move on. This is where we're talking about emotional intelligence, talking about your health, talking about the 10 life values to get yourself on point. That way you can establish black male agency. Now, we'll talk about the protection. Now, there are some individuals who, and I'm speaking to the K-Hive, or individuals like that who want to worship the golden calf of the internet. But here's a problem. Are you protecting the individual, or are you protecting the altar that this individual stands on? See, some individuals, as I said, worship mediocrity. They love it when they promote nonsensical propaganda against the other sex, which is part of the accountability crusades, where you have individuals like, places like Lipstick Alley and other shitbag dwelling places across the boneyard. Then you have internet weenies out here who want to go back and forth and gain their stripes in a war that never benefits either party. Period. Playing accountability dodgeball, where they're out here worshiping individuals who will say the same shit that you could refuse to do if that woman or women were in your face in real time. This is why individuals hide on the internet with complete anonymity, but they have this keyboard courage from a distance. If there's something I don't like about you personally, either I get the hell away from you, I don't subscribe to your nonsense, or if I'm in person, I'll keep quiet, or if it's like real time, like, look, you'll know. There's no black and white to it. But again, there are individuals who don't have the testicular fortitude to stand on the problems they either have, need to address, or whatnot. They will, in turn, when you see them in person, hey, what's up, dog? All of a sudden they give peace a chance. And I say respectfully, if there is an issue, state your issue. Honestly. We can talk about it sensibly, or, if it comes down to it, at least have the nuts to stand on what you stand on. Otherwise, that's a problem. That way no one can view you in a respectful fashion. But we'll leave that there. Then we talk about the protection part. See, there are individuals who allow themselves to have batteries put in their back. They don't use their masculine light, their foresight. They don't use their intuition to question certain things that are counterproductive to them and what they stand for. See, if you go along to get along, and anybody can send you off into whatever, you're not just a pawn. You're you're executing short bus savvy, much to your detriment. See, again, if you don't have a plan for yourself, someone has a plan for you, and most times you end up being food. This is what keeps maggots doing what they do. You got chicks out here who will gas them up on the promise of panties, false acknowledgement and support. And they will go hard for all that. And then when it comes down to the end of it, they created more enemies than they can handle. And where's she at? She's in the wind. Or she's going down with you. But again, you have to be mindful of the problem solving aspect. You have to use your head and your heart, among other things. I have a council of peers. I have an OG, among others. Shout out to my brother Chill. Shout out to Dr. Holman and a number of others I can refer to if I have issues or concerns or whatnot. Or you have my brothers, my peers around me that keep me on point. But see, when you're the head F19 in charge, you say fuck all that. You'll surround yourself by a legion of losers who will only support the goofiness that you're on for cheap entertainment value. And really, there's more consequences that don't favor you than benefit you. Then when you got here these Captain Saver hoes or Saver bros, these are individuals that compromise their time, their resources. They find out people ain't worth the toil. You got people that bring too much trouble, and then the threat level, they find out when it's too late. When they got the barrel of a gun, ain't trained on them. They got to jump out a window and hurt themselves. Or actually they'll get out here and get into more trouble because they're not focused on the mission. They don't bullshit proof their lives. We need to get on the procreation part. This is where I have an issue with the whole Pookie and Ray Ray nonsense. You have individuals who will sacrifice everything about them for the sniff of some ass. Or recognition by people who don't give a damn about you. Be it family, be it local, be it famous, or online. By any means unnecessary. When you promote yourself on the poor side of problem solving, when you take shortcuts, when you go into things half-cocked or half-assed, this sets you up for failure in the most epic of fashions. Sometimes it's overt, many times over it's covert. And you should be wondering, is it worth being the head F19 in charge? Was the woman or the baby mamas, some of them built like baked potatoes, was that even worth it? Was it worth pulling over 2 times to cuss yourself out because you went out there and either tried to be a sneaky link, or you slept with a chick who looked like Bastion Booger, and because 3-4 a.m. they can't make the room dark enough, but you can see that hideous beast in there? Or you decided to be a tender dick, and because she had all those curves and cakes, and she either burnt you sexually or financially, or the thing is you embarrassed yourself because you had a piss poor performance, because you hyped yourself up. And here's another thing. When it comes to piss poor problem solving, you view this solely as a dick pill. What A game is up. It is a gateway to optimum health. When I take A game, I make it a point to address the mental clarity, because a lot of times I have a 1,000,001 things running in my head that stress me the hell out, trying to compartmentalize many things. I need to function in an orderly fashion. I'm able to be on point. I'm able to move correctly. See, the libido part is a benefit. That's cool. I'll address that on the procreation video later. However, if that's solely your focus, you start to understand when I say that mantra, it always takes a pussy to expose and control one. It ain't just in the bed. See, you can be a pussy hanging around a bunch of pussies, ran into a sticky situation every time. Be it on or offline, you got guys who mean you no good, and you're sitting there and sniffing their nuts because what they say sounds good, but you don't take into account the application of what is good for them and you especially. So in closing, it's never worth being an F19, especially the F19 in charge, because I honestly believe there's more power behind the spotlight than underneath it. And when you're a clown ass dude, you are under the spotlight, which means if you're not careful and you turn around, you could be looking at the barrel of a gun on any level. And what you going to do then? It's too late for the problem solving, because again, when you see it, you're the problem that's being solved. This is why we talk about the report card. This right here. If you are not talking about this checklist, if you're not talking about the issues out at hand to look into improve our situation as men, promoting black agency, which we have a lack of black male agency now. We're talking about the poor health conditions. We're talking about high incarceration rate, chronic homelessness, joblessness, fatherlessness, poor educational support, negative media portrayal, persistent barriers to wealth, constant threat of extinction. If you're not willing to address any of them issues in a constructive fashion, if you're not talking about systems, order, and structure, if you're not talking about helping the brothers get on point and stop being these internet tender dicks who piss and moan and worried about the politics of pussy, then you are one of the F-19s in charge. Now the thing is, where are you leading this charge? Off the cliff of extinction. So with that, I want to say salute to the A-Game family. Much love to A-Game Nation. All the brothers I have not mentioned, I'll make it a point to salute you guys and give you your due, because again, I like to see my brothers grow. I like to see us in a better space. And if you're an F-19, shove a rusty long blade up your ass and spin. I'm out. Peace.